Hello, Upkey99 and welcome back to another DSP discussion video. We're going to talk, as the last video we talked about a little bit about DSP and Catherine's relationship. We talked pretty big about Catherine herself, and now, as I'm recording this video on August, or at least recording this audio on August 4th, the same day as the Megathon, we're going to talk about why DSP's career and business is failing. Or I guess in this case, why it is not where he believes he wants it to be. So, now, just like before, I said I'll use, some of my games to kind of something to talk over. Something to kind of give you something to look at. This time, you're going to watch the cutscene, you're going to watch some of the battles from Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, for every reasons, this is just going to be the fight against Anti-Aqua, the 10,000 Heartless battle, and the secret battles up until Terranort and Venus. So, not much big, but I'm not going to show anything else past it. But this would be good to kind of have something long enough that we can talk about why is DSP failing the most, why he is now. So, let's begin. Why is he failing? I guess the better question is, why isn't he not failing? We already know it. But let's go into more reasons why. Now, I want to say I know a lot about being a content creator. I've only been I've only been doing my best to start some kind of content, but as you kind of know, I'm not really a big YouTube. I don't have much of a big following. I'm starting to slowly grow my following. These past videos have gotten some people to check out my channel, but I doubt anyone will be that interested. But that's, again, it's up to how you grow your channel and giving people something they would like. But DSP, he started his YouTube career mostly off negativity and being the realest gamer on the internet. That was his whole gimmick, his big reason for getting where he is now. The problem is that it's all he really did to get there. Not just that, is that how much he basically tried everything he could to game the system. The first thing he did was trying to put out as many videos as possible. That he would try to get the day one views and try to get the videos out as soon as possible for anybody else. And that was his gimmick, and that's what he tried to do to get people to come to his channel, come to his streams as recently, and he will do that to get people to see his content. And by that I mean, he would go as far as to flood your subscription boxes with videos. Terrible, I know, but that's what he did. Because he believed that he was trying to oversaturate the market. That only his videos can get on recommendations, only his content will be seen. He was trying to do everything he can to make everything be on him. That's why he always try to do a lot of, new games, or try to do as many games as he could. Well, nowadays he just skips them, but we're gonna get to that later. We have a 40-minute video, and as I am recording this, he should be somewhat done with that pre-stream of his. But let's continue. What I mean by that is that he really wanted to try to really try to oversaturate it. How does it make sense for those who may not understand it? It's basically, here's a good example. Say everyone is talking about a topic, and of course everyone's gonna make videos about a topic. All you're gonna do is you're gonna see everyone do the same topic if you were to search for it. So it's kind of in that same vein that you'll be seeing everybody talking about the topic, and it'll be all you see. And that's kind of what DSP was trying to do, was get everyone to come to his stream, come to his channel, and then, of course, donate money, blah blah blah. But the problem is that no one liked his whole business model. One, because he does all raw edited content. Now, of course, there is a there is a fan base to people who just who are a fan of commentary and just want to watch the gameplay. I don't do much commentary. I try, but it's not as... But this is one of those reasons I'm doing my best to try to do more talking. It's probably something to talk about. But it's not as easy to find things to talk about when you've already, in some cases, I've already recorded the videos that, and there's not really a topic to talk about while doing it or reading it. But you get what I mean, if I'm making sense. But the problem is his content is just really how I put this in the right word. It's very like DSP really wants everything to be back to the original days of YouTube. How much he continues to talk about how it used to be the Wild West and internet, that he could do whatever. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that DSP wants YouTube to be back the way it was. Where people can just kind of do whatever and say whatever, not have all these rules. That's fine, but you can see how that could be the problem. But the problem is that DSP continues to do everything as it was, how it was back in 2010, 2011. This has had a lot to do with the fact that he doesn't improve how long it took him to improve. It took him so long to make his videos longer, to do direct capture, to go to Twitch. You know, back when people actually liked the Twitch, and now people just like Twitch. And really, that's the biggest thing about Phil, is that he doesn't integrate something until he's back against the wall to do it, and by the time he does it, it's too late. Kind of like with him going back to Twitch. He only left Twitch because he couldn't do it about a bigger bitrate. But again, he doesn't have a better camera, so why does it matter? But I think the biggest thing that is wrong with how his content is how much Phil is really just the very boring kind of content. His humor is very childish and ranty, let's be honest, I'm gonna be honest here. But by that I mean, I'll be truthful on this one. I am not the most mature person. I make puns, I'm very perverted at my humor, I'm very honest about the fact that I am a very terrible person, and I will have my moments when I make a reference to something that is so terrible. It's like when you know how bad, like, for example, Pierre's death in Ruby, you just want to make a Dust in the Wind meme. That is that is a meme joke, because I'm that terrible. But I'm very honest on my very terrible humor. But with Phil, he puts his humor and everything he does like he's the greatest thing ever. If you listen to a lot of his older stuff, back in you can always feel he's either drinking, or he's just drinking, or he's obviously just drunk of his ass. Of his butt, just to do anything. He really hasn't really changed his now. And we could just see him now, but I'll get to that later. The biggest problem with his humor is it feels just the type of humor you hear somebody who's whose only bit of humor he gets is trying to emulate others. It was very clear he was trying to copy off the angry video game nerd, Hal Stern, and a lot of people. DSP never had his own type of humor, his own type of style. He just tried to try to copy others. And because of that, he takes some other people's styles. Oh, he started. And that's Phil in a nutshell. He just didn't really do anything that improved or made things better. And that's sad though, when you have to basically, your only thing you're really good at is just trying to do what everyone else did, and not your own thing. Then that's the biggest problem with Phil, is that he doesn't do his own thing. He takes from others. He took people's tournament footage and made his own. He pretty much, if you saw like in some of his old videos where he just watching people playing games and with their camera like awkwardly in the background, awkwardly just watching them. Sorry, how he's just watching people play and not really interacting with anyone. You see that a lot. And that's the thing with Phil, is that he tries to profit off everyone's content that it belongs to him. You probably see the clip of him pointing his gout finger at his. You know how he of course gets a lot of those copyright strikes, which he calls false, and he treats that that he paid the license fee, he paid the ingredients, this, that, and the third, everything Phil said. And that's because he believes that, oh, because I bought the game, I paid the license fee to do it. Oh boy. And that's the thing. He doesn't understand about fair use, but when it comes to him going at us, the Detractors, he thinks that we're stealing his content. He doesn't understand that he does not get fair use and understand how fair use works. There was a whole where's the fair use movement that was going on back then, but Phil probably didn't even help or contribute that whole thing. Where everyone else was kind of talking about the whole thing, Phil probably didn't do anything. Phil only gets involved or into the whole thing when it matters to him. Case in point, when well, I'll get to that later, but I will get to that. But that's the biggest problem, is that he only gets involved with stuff going on with YouTube or content or gaming world. It has to matter to him. And that you see a lot. And I think I will talk about this because we're going to get to this anyway. The biggest thing about DSP, as we always notice, is that he does not really make... as much as he keeps saying that YouTube's the archive channel, he has shown that he puts less effort on his YouTube channel than he does with everything else. Now, you've probably noticed this too, is you see this thumbnail, which is more of a very generic kind of thumbnail, like anyone can do. The name of the game, a picture of a character, or someone from the game, and that's it. Most people have usually a screenshot or something that's overlapping, or something that overlays the screenshot from the game, or something from the game. Usually that's somebody's thumbnail. But Phil's thumbnails are very generic, they're very boring, they don't really add anything you see other people do. Then you see in his description, if you look only the first bit, it's just, this is my play for the game, please give me a tip. No information, and just where you can tip him. There's no how you can follow him, how you can help really support him, and just all his up here you can support him. Then we of course have the fact he just keeps this up. He keeps on. And then, of course, you do see it. He doesn't always put thumbnails in all his videos. His pre-streams don't even have thumbnails. They're the same picture of him in that warrior look that his pre-streams have every time he uploads it. So really, Phil is not putting any real effort into his content. He wants to act like he's better than everybody else, but he's so lazy at it. I don't even have, my My thumbnails are randomly generated, so I usually just pick a picture and that's my thumbnail. I do want to make thumbnails for my videos. Something I want to do, I get myself a editing software that's very, I'm gonna buy myself editing software, or order it. Of course, I have to find it online because my laptop does not have a disk drive, so I can't get it off a disk. If you get what I mean. And you can tell that Phil doesn't really put effort. I think I feel like after he stopped keeping Adobe Premiere, his content got worse. And that's kind of Phil's biggest problem, is that he doesn't make his content better. He wants to grow his streams, but he doesn't really do anything to make his streams better. And I guess we'll get to the next thing. His games. Phil has to rely way too much on the AAA big games that come out. Half the time he just shits, he craps on, he goes after any, like, the big, big reviewers, everyone who has an opinion on games. Now, my thoughts on reviewers a lot is, there's a reason why people say IGN is like one of the worst gaming, reviewers, because, all the stuff they do and everything about them. Like, I can at least say that if I had to pick some people I actually like, I say from time to time I enjoy some Kami Johnny. I don't, but and then there's like, I don't really like or follow or even really like that many like anime reviewers because, well, let's be honest here. Have you ever noticed that they only go after any show that's typically popular or gets any attention, or sometimes it really has some kind of controversy around it, or it has some kind of controversy around it, or like they spend most of their time just faking their channel as shit poster, because that's not a shit poster. But that's besides the point. I can at least say that there are some reviewers I like, and we see these reviews. Phil's reviews are bad, and I think it's tough to explain all how they're bad. But we're talking more his gameplay, and I guess editing is business. If you ever notice, Phil doesn't do a very good job of promoting the game or have anything to talk about. Phil obviously does not care. We all know Phil hates games. Phil hates video games. We could tell from how he looks, how he acts, that he hates video games. He may hold that 4th place at EVO like it's the greatest thing ever, but I feel like that's all he does, and he thinks like he's the best gamer ever because he puts 4th place at EVO with a bad port of a game. After that, he doesn't really do anything to claim or make himself a better gamer. You've seen how he rushes through games, and sorry, I'm trying to find the right words here. He just doesn't, I guess, get it, but he doesn't get that he does get how much he's in a bad life, because he always hates video games. But let me explain. Look at how he tries to hype up, a new release. He talks so fondly of the game, but then you see how he is. It's the complete opposite. He's in just sausage mode, and we're gonna get to how he's been acting now soon, but let me talk about it. He really doesn't show any enthusiasm of liking games. He may act like he's surrounded himself with video games, like his big collection he has, and that Lion King copy that he has, but doesn't that make him a gamer? He may have gamer shirts, but like anyone can buy a gamer shirt and say they're a gamer. I have all these posters on my wall of anime, and also I have my toy box poster from Kingdom Hearts 3. And you are actually, okay, what does it make, how does it make you a gamer? How does it make you a fan of anime? Well, I guess the thing is, I don't have to say it, I have to prove it. And I guess the best way I can say it, I can prove it is, I've been helping conventions. I do help out at Anime Week in Atlanta, and I've been helping MomoCon for a while. I've been interacting with voice actors. I've interacted myself and kind of engrossed myself into like the industry, and I'm kind of seeing how the ups and downs and tragedies that happen. That's how I feel that I integrate myself into the world of anime. And same with me in gaming, is that I look into the world and see what's going on. Phil doesn't feel like he's engaging with the world of video games unless it benefits him or it gets away with his bubble. So, when it comes to gameplay, when you play in games, he doesn't really show a lot of enthusiasm. He just laughs, or he just makes a comment about what's going on. He doesn't really feel, he's not really commentating or anything. And when he does voice acting, he's not really doing a voice. He's not doing any type of voice. It's the same way of his reading, and he doesn't really care. And really, he doesn't really show a lot of enthusiasm when he reads. We see that a lot with his gameplay with a lot of games, and he just doesn't show a lot of enthusiasm. But that's the thing that's noticeable at Phil, is that he doesn't do a good job of promoting, and he doesn't care. You see that too much, that he just is bored of his mind or yawning when it's already like that, not that long when he starts the game. And I guess some biggest examples is just how you can tell how much he's such a negative streamer. He talks all about being positive, but there's nothing positive around DSP. He hates on game developers. He hates on voice actors. He hates on anyone who gets in the way of his money. If he's so positive, why can't he just let what people say to him be the water off the duck's back? Why we gotta be detractors? Why did he have to go out of his way to ban anyone who dared questions him or talks about him? That's Phil's content. And really, that's the problem with Phil, is that he just won't do anything to better himself. And that's the thing, because he tries to act all positive, but he's always negative around him. He's always such he's always mad and angry about everything. And I think that's the biggest problem with him as a whole, is that he's not positive, he's just a negative person. He calls himself the self-proclaimed king of hate, and does the hate to fuel him. If that's the case, then let the hate fuel you. Not let it get to you. So, now it's kind of worth noticing that Phil's pre-streams have really, and I think for the best way to put it, have been very lengthy for a while. Notably because Phil just reading chat. Then, ever since he got back to Twitch, and I guess he started more streaming, we've been seeing a way too much of him just reading chat, or him just waiting till someone gives him $1. And really, just people, either trolls or fans, same people we hear from, give him money. And that's it. That's his whole pre-stream. Which is why people want him to stop doing that, or have the pre-streams be smaller. But he won't do it because, yes, he has to get that bit of money and do these free streams, which really are just him repeating, just saying the same schedule. I'm Dire Straits, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. It's just the same stuff we hear every week, every day. We hear this all the time, and he doesn't realize how repetitive it sounds. And, oh, now let's talk about the thing that I think we all know about DSP. His rage quitting over how he plays the game. DSP is pretty infamous for the fact that he's rage quitted more games than people have beaten. I hope I didn't get picked. But he has rage quitted probably more games than is possible. And As currently, I think it's around 200 games. Do you know how sad that is to know that you have literally spent your whole entire career rage quitting video games? Like, how sad is that life that you have to rage quit all the time? Half the time it is because it's either no, he was bored, or he could beat the game, he did rage quits, didn't get any course. Either rage quits or rage deletes it. Half the time Phil doesn't go back to a lot of these games unless it's for a... I won't get this one. Phil has been doing a lot of these redemption runs of the same type of games. GTA or Dark Souls, or any type of Soul type game. And that's the problem, is that he does these too much. And then of course it's all the hand holding. And yes, Phil has really been... He lets the fans play the game, not him. And that's the biggest problem with this, is that he just all the hand holding and looking to the chat to read the guide. And that's it. That's all he does. He just waits for someone to give him hints on how to beat the game or how to play the game. But no one wants to, how do I put this in the right words here? It's okay for someone to help you, but to have you hold your hand through games, he wants people to hold his hand to Super Mario 64. And now I'm actually having a little emotion in my words now, because do you not realize how sad that is? You are a content creator. You said this is your legacy. You said you played this game before. You want to be held, your hand hold for this? A game I beaten when I was little? That's terrible. And after the hand holding, it is the constant begging for money. Let's see, what counts the ways? He's every pre-stream it's I'm in the worst financial straits, give me money, I need to pay for my bill, I need to this, that, and third, I need to pay my mortgage, I need to pay my mortgage, I need to pay this, I need to pay that, and all the fans really doing is paying for his keep this life that he put himself in. The dire straits that he put himself in, the mountain levels of debt he has, the fact he has 2 houses, 2 cars, that still have like everything around him, the fact that he keeps overdrafting bills or credit cards, it's because of him, not us, him. Phil is just not seeing how bad this continues to ruin his business. And not just the fact that he helped people, not just the really good business of others, he ruins business of others around him. For example, it's just how he basically ruined any chance for Rambo, Howard, and Leanna to probably not have be associated with them. Also, one thing you would notice is how much DSP is just dead air. There's a reason why you probably hear this audio on probably some Detractors, is how much dead air he has in his videos. And it's not like a few seconds, maybe like 10 seconds or so. It feels like a minute or so, him just reading chat. He's not invested in the story or anything of the game. He just laughs or points out what we see or it's just obvious. That's all. That's all his content is. And really, let's talk about another big thing that makes DSP's channel failing more. Is his handling of what games to do, what games to do. DSP only plays the big AAA releases. He usually just skips Nintendo games unless he can profit off it or can try to profit off it. He skips he skips a lot of games, or he skips series of games that he could play to not do them. He doesn't do, like, he could have done 503 Houses, but now he only skipped them because he can't, because he doesn't want to social romance with with female characters. Because, well, he calls it stereotypical perverted, stereotypical Japanese perverts. Yes, he said that, I think. And that's what he said. he has to limit games that he should be doing, and games that he would rather waste his money on than the game that he should do. And that's the problem. And you know, and even when you tell him to play these games, he won't play the same game. He won't play the same games in the same, like, chat or same days. He won't do two or more. He won't do two or more. He won't do two or more. He won't do two or more JRPGs because his fans will get pissed. He won't do two or more of this game or that game. And he will make all his excuses to not do what people want to do. Sorry, I hope I did not hit the mic. Like, I follow people who play more than one JRPG, and they usually are channels that are mostly known for JRPGs. Like, for once, well, like I said, there are some people who play JRPGs, some people play RPGs, some people play strategy RPGs, some people play visual novels. Most of the channels are very dedicated to playing RPGs, to playing Japanese-centric games. Phil doesn't do anything to try to improve his chance of having people new blood, because he makes too many excuses to do it. He could have went back to Kingdom Hearts 3 with a critical mode and a 3-mind DLC, but he won't do it. He skipped a lot of good games that people want to see and to play the game that no one cares about. Overland 3 everyone probably disliked. No one cared. Nobody cared. Not everybody cared about Life is Strange 2. And a lot of games he could be doing, like Astro Chain, he won't do. He is failing he's failing as a YouTuber because he's not doing what people say he's doing. And the problem is that Phil does not realize that how bad he is failing as a content creator. He's not integrating himself to do it. And you don't realize how bad it is to not improve yourself as a content creator. You should stop making all these stipulations, restrictions to not do games people want to do. If people want to see more JRPGs, you do it. If people want you to play this game, you gotta be obligated. And I think the worst part is that you have to buy his games now for him. Wow. Just wow. Just wow, wow, wow. Now I'm time for me to start putting some more emotion in this video. So we gotta buy your games for you now, DSP. Don't you not realize how bad his fans should not be realizing it? That you are buying his game, you are buying his equipment, you're giving things on his Amazon wish list. You have to donate to his failing Patreon where you don't have any real perks to it. You got a Teespring, which is very terrible. Then you have the fact that anything he wants to tell you is under a paywall, or he can't reveal this, that he's not honest with you, and that's his problem. And when people ask him to do this, he has to go and hate on that practice. People do reaction. He goes after everybody. He goes to hate on everyone. He thinks he's an equal opportunist, but he's just a person who is so closed off from the world that he doesn't know anyone else in his bubble, and that is why his channel is failing. Look at him now. He has to hide his big secret as of this recording under a paywall. $1,000? That's too much. Why do they have to do this? We don't have to do this. Why is this band not waking up about this? I'm sorry I'm putting more emotions in my words, but I knew I want to talk about this because there's so much to talk about. How he left Twitch first time because he couldn't get the beat rate. Then he goes back. Don't forget the whole Blitz situation way back because he started to make some very bad, some terrible jokes on Flip TV on Dead Space 2. Let's not forget how he got kicked out from Machinima. He got kicked out of Curse. Let's not forget all the stuff he did when he came to Liana, and also his friends. That whole part 7, scam, and don't forget the other scam, which was the him rage quitting Persona 3 FES on easy mode. DSP is failing as a YouTube career, as a YouTube channel, because he is doing bad decisions for his own channel. He's not doing anything that is integrating or improving. He's not doing anything to better his channel or better himself as a content creator. He's not doing anything that making people want to subscribe to him. There's no good perks. There's nothing that people get. It benefits him, not the benefits the viewers. When everyone makes Patreon, they usually have the perks be something that their fans get. They get something that they want. They don't get anything. They just get a shout out, or they get a question to Ask a Ting, which those are failing. Don't forget what his other ideas he's trying to do. His retrospectives were terrible and boring, and you can tell he's bored of his own content. His rage-a-thons, his fake rage or terrible rage. His DSP tries are disgusting and probably the most disgusting thing to know it existed. But he won't do them now. And all these events he tried to do, these fundraisers, because yes, he's busy funding. These fundraisers are not doing any, just benefiting himself, not for others. The thing that his money is doing is helping his content, or helping improve his content. He won't get a new camera, he won't realize he needs to put his glasses on, and yet he has to complain about games of, he pressed jump, or he has to hold. And if you ever notice, he holds his controller in such a weird position. No wonder he's playing badly, because he can't hold it in a normal person. He holds it like he holds a joystick. I think that's the big problem, is that he does not accept his own mistakes. If he wins, he goes an excellent clown. He goes and flares his arm out. He does a T-pose and stuff like that. If he loses, he complains or overreacting of his mistakes. That's what he does. That's what he always does. And that's pretty much, he is a clown. He is a complete and total clown. Yet he here complaining about other people, how they look or they act. He is more of a clown than he calls other people. And that's the biggest thing. If I could think of anything else, because this is going to be a long one, this is a long video, I have to really find something, because it'd be either this, or for the first 40 minutes watching him fail at Mrhuth 64. I had to take a ladder performer for this one, if I even made any sense. A biggest example is how much that he really is just not, as he's, like, remember, back then he always made all these sexist jokes and very racist jokes. He does still racist, I think he does. Or he just makes his commentary really adds nothing to, like, anything. And really, he's just, and the same thing when he's been adding that stinking, that webcam. That webcam adds nothing. And that's the problem. It doesn't add anything. There are some people who do use a webcam. Usually they have themselves be very friend-centered to be looking at you. But DSP is not looking at you. You look at the chat, or he looks at you when he's obviously making up some kind of lie or anything he says. And really, he's looking at the side, not looking at because he has that TV in such an awkward position that it's gonna fall one day. And that's it. And what I mean by why his webcam is bad, not just because of its quality, but because there's no green screen, there's nothing to not make it look like there's so much dead space. And not to get all the dead air I mentioned, but he doesn't do anything to make himself look good. He doesn't present himself very good. He always looks so, doesn't look very good when he just comes on here. So that's pretty much a big problem with it. Phil is a dinosaur when it comes to how he does content. And that's a big problem. I think I'm going to calm down a bit But let's talk a little bit more on this one last bit, because we have 2 more fights left this video, so I want to start winding down a little bit more. Another thing, one more big thing we gotta talk about. The fact that Phil skips game, the fact that Phil is really, how much of him not improving his Twitch is failing because of him banning people, and really, he has a lot of people who sub to him, but they're like the same people who sub to him. And that's sad to know that. He has 18,000 people, but his views of his videos are terrible. His channel is failing, and he can't do anything. Not forget he disabled likes and dislikes. He's able, you know, interaction with the comment section, but he really has really kept shooting himself in the foot with how he's been handling his channel. And I think that's a problem, that he doesn't know this. He blames YouTube for all this, and says his archive does also, but it's like what GT said. YouTube was the worst thing that ever happened to DSP. I can't think the right words he said, but it's in one of GT's videos from last year. If anyone remembers what it is, please let me know. And he is not going to improve. And I think that's the sad part, is that he wants to put everybody on, oh, we have to help you of your dire situation, we have to help you. But he always talks about stuff behind the scenes, and everyone has to help his bills every day. Sorry. And that's the sad part. I mean, I wouldn't mind helping someone, but there's gotta be some benefits. Oh boy. And I think that's the biggest thing about it, is that Phil doesn't see it, that's why his channel continues to fail. The biggest reason I think it fails is because that he's not interesting anymore. Nobody wants to watch someone take this long to beat a game or waste their time. There's too much dead air, there's too much of his laughter, there's too much of his bad commentary, there's too much of people just reading chat. He's not a great streamer, and yet he wants to play that. And now look at him now. YouTube is failing, Twitch is failing, he'll be off Twitch some day. His Patreon is failed because of that wedding. His teamspace probably is so in the dumpster that it's not even possible. He's just becoming a worse YouTuber. And I feel like there's nothing else for me to say or add, because I think everyone else has said it best. Theo said it best. DTG said it best. LSB said it best. Agent Popper said it best. All the other shout-out said it best. Mighty D, David Davison, Snort Burnell. All the Detractor community can say it better and with better words than how they're saying it. Phil is failing, and he's gonna keep failing. The more he keeps on skipping games, the more he tries to not do games because romance is subquests, because he's that sensitive, he's gonna keep failing as a YouTuber, and that is where Phil is gonna be. He'll be going to Mixer soon, and he'll be kissing Mixer. But good luck kind of getting Mixer, because if the big plan is to make sure he can't use his own name works, they're gonna have to make an actually create and make a name. So now it's time to, I guess I kind of wrap up my final thoughts. These 3 videos were a lot of fun, I guess, but I feel I should kind of wrap this up soon. So final thoughts. Phil is gonna go to this decline. That's all I can really say. So now I guess it's time to wrap this video up, shall we? You're gonna watch the rest of this fight. Which is just me getting most of my butt kicked, but then again, I'm very reckless when I play Kingdom Hearts. I either go out swinging or just die. That's kind of why I just use Cure when I want to save myself. But then again, that was some good dots, that was some good guarding there, I can't deny it. Well, when I'm not going straight forward. So, I guess it's time for me to kind of plug, I guess. You know, at least Helen isn't plugging, well, Cat is. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you had enjoyed my very long rambling. And really, I guess it's time for me to kind of tell you where you can follow me, where you can at me in a way. Let's start with the easy one. You can find me on Facebook, Michael Johnson. I'm normally having Morgana avatar currently, so you can follow me. You know, just be my friend. We can talk, we can chat a little bit. If you do have a Facebook, I know those rules and stuff, but you can talk to me on Messenger if you want to. I also have my Twitter, which is Michael Johnson at Oathkeeper99, where you can kind of see me talk and share everything that's going on. And as I said, trying to keep me out of everything. You can probably see how I technically feel about situations, but you know what I mean. I will be having an Instagram, which is going to be where I'm going to be sharing my pictures at I'm Looking Atlanta. I have a outfit I'm going to be looking for I'll be wearing throughout the majority of the weekend, so you can see me in that for the first time. You probably won't see my face completely. I might have a wig, I might look a bit different, but than I normally look, so you'll probably see me the first time. It'll be usually the sharing pictures of cosplayers I meet, cosplayers I find, and of course if you see that picture and you follow me, tell me who you were so I can follow you, so in the path to continue. I do have my Twitch, I guess, but you know, Twitch is Twitch, so I doubt I'll ever be using it that much. I'll be getting a Mixer soon, so keep a lookout for it in the future. And that's basically all you can follow me at. So now let me talk about projects I'm working on. I do want to do more discussions of DSP stuff, so they'll be more spaced out, so I have things to talk about. But I am working on some playthroughs in the future for now. Games I want to be doing maybe at some point. Trials of Cold Steel, I want to do Instant Trilogy of Crash, Natural Fuel, Spiral Unite Trilogy. I want to do playing cross-tag battle online, you know, get my butt kicked the best way possible because it's fun. I want to do more stuff, but I want to keep growing. My big plan is I want to get to 100 subscribers. Then that'll be the big chance for me to do hopefully more live streaming on YouTube, which is going to be me getting through a lot of my games. So if you have any games you want to do me see, please let me know in the comments. I will have a pin of my finished Let's Plays I'm going to be working on. Playthroughs I'm already working on currently. I am still working on Kingdom Hearts 3 Critical Mode. I'm working on those parts. I have completed Detroit Become Human, which is the good path, so there's going to be a bit of editing and probably some looks like they're pausing, but you don't understand why. I've also have Ape Skip 2, which is completed. I'm going to be trying to do some more games I want to keep doing. I also plan to do Persona 5, the Royal Japanese version, so I will get Elgato for that. And really, that's kind of it. So if you enjoyed this, please give it a like, give it a subscribe. Let me know if you have a discussion you want me to do, if this is DSP or topics. Just keep me out of a certain topic. That's all you can know. And really, that's pretty much it for me. So, to that, enjoy the rest of this little video, of the menu trailer. And from that, that's OPRocks99 signing out. See you then.